We want to make collecting art feel joyful and accessible, and we try to bridge the gap between everyday living and traditional galleries. Hi, I'm Annalise, the founder of Hue. I source art across Europe, mainly from France and Sweden, and we recently rebranded, moving away from our Etsy shop to a new website. When I started out, I didn't have a background in the art world. It kind of evolved very organically as I found kind of my eye, as it were, and got more experience and got kind of stronger with sourcing and basically just growing the business from scratch. It all started with a love of interiors, so I absolutely love interiors. And we bought this house and I was really excited to start using colour in the house and putting my stamp on it. When we moved, I was buying a lot of vintage furniture, and through that process I basically discovered my love of art, and I started to collect art. And when I discovered the vintage art, it was just a real light bulb moment of, this is actually just something I want to do. I just thought, I want to do this, I want to make this a business. I want to offer people art in a really accessible way, and with the vintage angle, it being completely one of a kind and something really unique. And I also do love the sustainable element. I love that it's not something that's been made new, it's that kind of circular economy. We reframe a lot of our pieces, but we also try and keep them in the vintage frames wherever possible. So initially I was just using gilt frames, and I still use gilt frames, I love gilt frames, but I use kind of a mixture of different shape and style frames. And more recently I'm using a lot more wood, so more natural oak and walnut, which is quite modern. And I've learnt with framing, it's just completely Marmite. People either love it or hate it, and it's just as personal as the art. What I'm looking for when I'm online, it's just something that stops the scroll. I'm definitely drawn to the colour. That often probably stops the scroll. I'll see the colour. Blues and greens, pinks. When you kind of put them all together, I do see a theme, and generally pieces that are quite expressive. I do love all subjects, so I've got landscapes, seascapes, nudes, florals, still life. So I have quite a breadth. I think I'm drawn to the composition of a piece, but also just the soul of a piece. It has to talk to you. I've got a customer in Cornwall who has filled her whole house with our paintings, which is really fun. And she said, while she brushes her teeth, she loves admiring one of our paintings. And I just thought, how lovely. When I'm brushing my teeth, what painting am I admiring? Or when you're making your coffee, when you first wake up, what paintings are in your bedroom? So I hope that when people hang our pieces at home, it just brings them joy, and just joy to their everyday.